Hey, what's up everybody? Tony with Lido Loca here to tell you about a cheap way to go on a cruise. That's right, it is the middle of April. I last cruised early February and I have full-on cruise blues. I think about cruising on the daily and I also think about the fact that I'm not on a cruise on the daily, and I know a lot of people out there suffer with the cruise blues. Now, I wish there was just a way where I could maybe just go for a weekend cruise, but who has a weekend cruise? And that's got to be expensive. Well, au contraire, mon frere, there is a cheap way to go on a weekend cruise. We first covered this story on the Cruise Geeks podcast. I don't know if you're listening to the Cruise Geeks. It's an audio podcast. There's no pictures, but it's a nice thing to listen to on your commute or maybe when you're working out. But it's me and my buddy Matt Allen, educator extraordinaire down at the Florida Aquarium. We get together once a week. We talk about cruising. We talk about cruising. And Matt is a lot closer than I am about going on a cruise. But on the last podcast, which is available now from where you find podcasts, go check it out. We talked about the fact that Bahamas Paradise, a kind of small cruise lines, just doubled their fleet size. That's right, they went from 1 ship to 2 ship. And if you don't know Bahamas Paradise, it is a service that reuses, refurbishes, buys old cruise ships and puts them in service from West Palm Beach down to the Bahamas, down to Freeport. And so currently, before the new sailings last week, they just had the Carnival Celebration rebranded as the Grand Celebration, a ship built in 1987 and used by Carnival and now used by the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line. We actually saw it when we were on the Carnival Liberty in Freeport. Pretty cool looking ship. It was interesting to see the whale tail painted a different color, but now they've added to that fleet the Costa Neo Classica, rebranded the Grand Classica, and boy, this ship is beautiful on the refurb. And so, but who cares, right? Old ships, who wants to get on an old ship? Who wants to go for a cruise for just 2 days? Well, you know what? Somebody with cruise blues like me does. And you go, well, how much can that cost? Well, let me tell you what, these cruises are inexpensive. They cruise every day of the week, so you can cruise on Monday through Thursday for as little as $129 per person, plus taxes and fees. Or you can cruise on the weekend for $169 per person, plus taxes and fees. And basically, I don't want to call it a taxi. That seems too belittling of such the majesty, is that a word? It seems belittling of the majesty of a full-on cruise ship, but basically you can take one of these Bahamas Paradise cruises down to Freeport, spend the day in Freeport and come back. 2-day cruise. If you leave on a Monday, you disembark on a Wednesday. Or, and this is the really interesting thing, you can take the cruise ship down, you can get off the cruise ship, and you could spend a couple days at an all-inclusive resort there in Freeport, and then jump back on the cruise ship and take it back. So almost like a really sexy water taxi, as it were. But a full-on cruise ship, free meals, upgraded meals, drink packages, Lido decks, all the amenities that come with a cruise ship, just under a different brand, right? The Bahamas Paradise. But I tell you what, I don't live very close to West Palm Beach. I checked it out. It's about a 10-hour drive for me. And so if I wanted to do a weekend cruise, I would have to drive for 10 hours and do my 2 days and then drive back. I'm tempted to try it, maybe on a 3-day weekend. It seems kind of crazy. I don't know if I could talk the other half of Lido Loca into doing it, but I might try it out just to get on a cruise. If I can't figure out a way to get on a ship before another 200 and some days, or maybe it's 199. I think we might be under 200 before we cruise in October. I'm a little hyper this morning, a little bit of coffee. So what do you think? Does this sound like an appealing way? It's about $200 a day. The more expensive room on the weekend looked like about $550 for 2 people with the taxes. And then you are going to have to pay some gratuities. I think it's like $12.50 a day. But man, if I was down there in Florida, I might jump on it. Big ups to the Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line for doubling their fleet. And I think it's cool that they found a way to use older cruise ships and still let the magic happen breathing some life back into them with some refurbishment, and still putting them to use, giving people a happy cruising experience. I don't know, sign me up. All right, well, I got to bounce off here and maybe book a weekend cruise. If you like this video, you like this content, give it a thumbs up. Join us at the Lido Loca cruising community. Join the Loca fam, as it were. Loca fam. Come on, join the Loca fam. Come on over to Facebook. It's open to anybody. And if you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe with notifications on so you get notified. It's neat how notifications means notified. So you get notified when all of the new cruise news, cruise videos, Lido Loca Fun Fest comes out. And again, my name's Tony. I am with Lido Loca. And until the next time, I'll see you on Lido.